Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum semua. So this is chapter number 2 for principle and practice of marketing. So chapter number 2 is on strategic planning. Okay, so I want to show you the chapter outline first. So basically in this chapter kita akan tengok 3 benda lah. The first one, kita nak tengok the steps in strategic planning in a company. Number 2 is a tools that can be used to analyze the company current business portfolio, which is BCG growth share matrix ataupun kita just panggil dia BCG matrix. And also kita ada the second tools which is the product ataupun market expansion grid, okay, ataupun kita panggil ENSOF expansion grid. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, kita akan tengok these three things, but basically you can refer to page page 64 for this chapter in your textbook. Okay, so first thing first, kita nak tahu dulu what is strategic planning. So it's actually a planning process, okay, ataupun dia punya definition. Strategic planning is the process of developing and maintaining a strategic fit between the organisation goals and capabilities and its changing market opportunity. So sebenarnya company akan buat plan lah macam mana nak capai organisation goal berdasarkan dengan punya capabilities as a company itself in the company. Dan this planning is often influenced ataupun affected by the changes in the marketing opportunities. For example, kita tengok COVID-19 pandemic, it could be a threat to organisation ataupun dia boleh jadi satu opportunity lah, opportunity yang macam mana, contoh kita ambil kekangan orang untuk pergi beli barang dekat kedai. Okay, for example, people are quite reluctant to go to malls to shop. So lebih banyak company yang offer ataupun menggunakan platform online untuk jual barang diorang disebabkan terjadinya pandemik tersebut. Okay, so berdasarkan di strategic planning, dia akan influence the rest of planning in the firm itself. Okay, kita akan ada company akan set annual objective tahunan yang dia nak capai, dan juga the long range plans, okay, plan jangka masa panjang that deals with current businesses and sustainability about their business, how to sustain their business. Okay, so di bawah strategic plan kita ada diorang juga akan set the overall purpose and mission for the company itself. Okay, so this is the explanation for strategic planning. You can refer to page 64 for this one. Alright, so moving on, selepas you faham what is strategic planning itself, kita nak tengok this one, the first subtopic for this chapter. So this is the steps in the strategic plan. Altogether ada 4. It started with the company akan define ataupun set the mission for the company itself. Okay, selalunya mission and vision come together. Alright, and these first three steps, it happens at the corporate level, meaning the higher level management in the company itself. Okay, first define the company mission, second setting the company objective and goals. Okay, yang ni more shorter term, annual plans ataupun objective. Okay, and after setting the company objective and goals to be achieved, what will happen is that the company will design the business portfolio. Nak jual barang apa, produk apa, jenis apa. Okay, here this will happen here lah. Okay, and also after these three, at the business unit ataupun product and market level, ni level yang at the middle. Okay, each product kadang-kadang dia ada department dia sendiri, so dia orang kena buat marketing plan and decide other functional strategies that they want to use. Okay, So Madam harap you all faham altogether ada 4 step that happen in 2 different level in the organisation. The first 3 happens in the corporate level, while this marketing planning and other functional strategies happen at the business unit ataupun departmental level lah. So functional strategies mungkin also refer to each department's punya strategi. Okay, strategi each department in the company. So kita pergi kepada step number 1, defining the company mission. So what is a mission statement? Dalam bahasa Melayu dia misi lah kan. So the mission statement is the organisation purpose. Dia adalah satu pernyataan tentang apa purpose organisation. Kenapa dia orang wujud? Apa yang dia orang nak capai as a company in a larger environment. So kadang-kadang dalam mission statement dia lebih elaborate. So lebih banyak konten dia berbanding dengan visi. Visi selalu satu ayat sahaja what they want to achieve as a company. Alright. However, in mission statement later on you boleh tengok contoh yang Madam bagi, dia dah state dia orang buat business apa, what kind of market yang dia orang nak serve, okay, and also what they want to achieve. Macam-macam lagi lah, ada aspek pun ada. Later on sebenarnya kalau kita nak buat mission statement ni, dia ada 9 komponen yang you boleh masukkan dari segi teknologi, filosofi, employee punya aspek dan berbagai lagi lah. Alright, so apa fungsi mission statement? It is to guide people in the organisation. Dia jadi satu macam guide lah. Kita tengok mission statement, kita tahu kita nak buat apa. Kita tengok mission statement, kita boleh came up with the strategy. Okay. So untuk buat dengan tengok mission statement juga kita boleh tahu what kind of business of the company, siapa customer, what are the customer value that the company offers, and also business apa yang dia orang nak jadi. Alright. So you boleh read further on this on the mission statement. And other things that relates to mission statement, it must be meaningful and specific, boleh motivate the staff itself, emphasize on the company's strength, contain specific workable guidelines, and also not stated as making sales ataupun profit sahajalah. Dia sebenarnya lebih luas lagi daripada just nak profit. Okay, so the first example yang Madam nak show you is from CIMB Bank. Okay, so this is the mission statement for CIMB to provide universal banking service as a high performing institutionalized and integrated company located in ASEAN and key market beyond, and to champion the acceleration of ASEAN integration and the region's link to the rest of the world. Okay, so kita dapat tahu what kind of business that they are in. Okay, this is their mungkin philosophy ataupun ni what they want to practice, location dekat mana, which market that they are serving, okay, and what they want to become here. Okay, to be the champion, to champion the acceleration of ASEAN integration and regions linked to the rest of the world via their banking service lah, right? So another example is for AirAsia. So AirAsia, dia punya vision is to be the largest low-cost airline in Asia, serving the 3 billion people who are currently underserved with poor connectivity and high fares. Okay, so bila they first started AirAsia, this is the vision statement lah, apa yang dia nak capai. Okay, so by having this vision, it shape ataupun it determine what kind of strategy yang diorang pursue. Okay, that's why they become a low cost carrier ataupun company penerbangan yang offer harga tiket yang jauh lebih rendah. Sebab apa? Sebab they want to serve these 3 billion people who are currently underserved with poor connectivity and high rates. Okay, sebelum ada AirAsia tak semua orang boleh fly just certain golongan saja sebab harga tiket sangat mahal, right? So what are their mission? Okay, so here adalah satu mission statement yang dia breakdown into several sentences. Okay, pun boleh juga macam ni. Okay, antaranya to be the best company to work for, whereby companies are treated, employees are treated as part of a big family. Create a globally recognized ASEAN brand, okay, to attain the lowest cost so that everyone can fly with AirAsia and maintain the highest quality products. Embracing technology to reduce cost and enhance service. Okay, itu adalah vision and mission statement for AirAsia. So dia jadi guide kepada all people ataupun all staff in Asia. Dia nak buat strategi apa, what are the plans that they want to do based on the mission itself. Okay, and also the vision. Dan just to let you know, this statement Madam ambil tak ingatlah tahun lepas ke 2 tahun lepas. So sebenarnya AirAsia sekarang ni dia orang dah ada AirAsia X kan. So dah ada sedikit penambahbaikan on the vision and also mission statement. Madam nak you pergi cari apa mission statement, mission statement for AirAsia X supaya you boleh comparekan these two. Alright, so after defining the company mission in the first step, second step is to set the company objective and goal. Okay, so the company needs to turn its mission into a detailed supporting objective for each level of management, and each manager should have objective and be responsible for reaching them. So awak kena ingat dalam organisation ada banyak level. Okay, ada top management, ada middle and ada lower level workers over there. Okay. So what will happen is that vision and mission statement being set dekat atas top management. So based on the vision and mission statement, middle level management, for example kalau kita ambil contoh department head, dalam company ada banyak department. So each department need to have their own objective. And this objective usually is based on the vision and mission statement dekat atas ni. So dia macam flow down from the vision mission, dia pergi kepada lower level objective. Okay, dan setiap level ada objective dia sendiri yang to support in achieving the company's vision and also mission. Alright. So apa yang akan affect on the objective and based on the vision and mission adalah the company product portfolio. Okay, company product portfolio. Sebab based on the products that they're offering is to achieve the company objective and also hence the mission and mission of the company itself. Okay, so kita baca sikit. This broad mission leads to a hierarchy of objective. Macam Madam kata tadi, each level ada dia punya mission. Objective, including the business objective and also marketing objective, such as to build profitable customer relationship by developing a superior product. So based on these sentences, kita dapat tahu bahawa dalam company ada dua jenis objektif. Satu business objective, another one is marketing objective. So apa beza dua ni? This is a business goal and objective that are part of the planning process. They are describe what company expects to accomplish throughout the year. For example, profitability, productivity increase. For example, they want to have the best customer service, employee attention, core values, apa yang they want to practice, growth, maintain financing, change management. Ni antara contohnya. Okay, dan selalunya yang ni memang dia orang nak lah. Okay, bila company jual barang ni. Okay, so this is the business objective usually at a higher level. And we also have marketing objective. The group of goals, what is marketing objective? It is the group of goals set by business when promoting its products or services to potential customer that should be achieved within a given time frame. Okay, based on the business objective, they want nak ada profitability. Macam mana nak dapat profitability? By having a marketing objective. So what kind of marketing objective yang dia orang boleh set to increase sales by berapa persen in year 2020? So they will monitor the sales figure for that particular year lah, alright? So based on the business objective, dia orang akan set marketing objective on what kind of product yang dia promoting lah. Okay, Madam harap you faham. So this usually tak kisahlah jual barang apa, Kowe ke, buku ke, bank ke, insurans ke, tak kisahlah apa pun, usually akan ada dua-dua ni lah, and this marketing objective as well. Alright, so step number 3 is to design the business portfolio. So what is based on the objective as well. So the company also need to decide what kind of business portfolio that they want to have. Okay, so sebelum kita pergi dengan lebih lanjut, kita kena faham dulu business portfolio tu apa. So business portfolio is the collection of businesses and products that made up the company. So you kena faham sebenarnya dalam satu company, usually dia orang tak jual satu jenis barang sahaja. Kadang-kadang ada lebih. So what kind of product yang they are offering is called as business portfolio. For example, kita ambil one of the largest company in Malaysia lah yang ada banyak business portfolio. So kita ambil Sime Darby. Sime Darby ada banyak jenis bisnes. Okay, bawah Sime Darby Group, kita ada plantation, property, industrial equipment, motors and logistic, among others lah. And the best business portfolio is the one that best fit the company's strength and weakness to opportunities in the environment itself. So bila kita pilih business portfolio ni, kalau boleh berdasarkan company punya strength and weakness lah. So fokus dekat strength, not the weakness of the company itself. So kita ambil contoh lain, banking ada business portfolio ke? Okay, dia bukan setakat di bawah satu group of company yang besar dekat atas. Kita ambil contoh lain jap. Okay, so sebelum kita cerita business portfolio, ni nak tunjukkan si IMB Berhad ni dia ada apa. Si IMB Berhad pula, sorry, Sime Darby. So these are the businesses yang diorang ada, banyak nak syarikat di bawah Sime Darby. Hospitality pun ada, hospitality bukan hospital, hotels. Sime Darby pun ada hospital juga, specialized healthcare center. Bisnes dekat mana, Subang ke Subang Jaya gitu. Dan Kebanggaan Negeri Johor. Apa ni? Tak nampak, harap you nampak lah. Jacob kan, Jacob. Banyak jenis bisnes dia ada dekat bawah ni. Ya Allah, banyak. QSR brands pun bawah dia juga. Gula kan, gula. Dan mana KFC yang tak nampak dah, KFC Johor. Land Berhad pun ada, KPJ somewhere here. Kumpulan Perubatan Johor, where is it? KPJ here, KPJ, okay. Dan kita ambil contoh lain, tu macam, besarnya company ni madam. Okay, kita ambil Nestle, these are the business portfolio of Nestle. Banyak jenis ni, antaranya lah kita ada instant food, kita ada drinks. Drinks ada pelbagai, ada Nescafe, ada Milo, cereals, okay. Dan kita ada susu punya products. Okay, susu pun ada banyak jenis. Omega untuk jaga kesihatan jantung ni, dia punya iklan tu. Everyday susu untuk semua orang. Okay, this is what cereals again. Ice creams, confectionery panggil dia kan, chocolates kan. And untuk Milo pun ada different kind of product range. Ada yang serbuk, bancuh sendiri, ada yang ready to drink. Okay. Ni susu kanak-kanak juga. This is yogurt drink. So banyak sebenarnya. So product range macam ni pun kita panggil sebagai business portfolio. So now what I want you guys to do adalah you pergi cari satu company, you identify what kind of business portfolio yang dia ada. Ambil company Malaysia lah. Madam nak tahu company dekat Malaysia, share dekat Madam dalam attendance, okay, private comment. ataupun share dekat WhatsApp group lah. Okay. So, to decide what kind of product business portfolio yang kita nak teruskan, kita boleh buat portfolio analysis. Sebab here sekarang ni kita ada 10 jenis produk for example ataupun business. So kita kena decide adakah 10 jenis produk ni still relevant ataupun tidak. Okay, so macam mana nak tahu which product are relevant or not? Kita buat portfolio analysis. So what is portfolio analysis? Portfolio analysis is a major activity in strategic planning whereby management evaluates the products and businesses that made up the company. Okay? And business portfolio planning involves two steps. Satu, the company kena analyse their current business and determine which businesses should receive more, less or no investment. So to decide which product line yang nak dapat financial budget yang lebih, kita boleh guna BCG matrix. So later kita akan tengok what is BCG matrix. Number two, kalau kita nak determine macam Madam Duk cakap tadi kan, nak determine future portfolio, okay, which product yang still relevant. So kita boleh gunakan product and market expansion grid, okay, to determine ataupun to develop strategies for growth and downsizing. Yang mana nak opt for growth, produk mana yang nak kita bagi budget lebih ataupun nak growkan dia ataupun nak kurangkan production of that product itself. Okay, so kita boleh guna the second tools, product and market expansion grid. Okay, so dekat sini macam nak highlight tentang strategic business unit. Okay, dalam company kadang-kadang kita ada strategic business unit. Okay, berdasarkan ataupun based on the size of the company itself, SBU can be sama ada a company division, okay, ataupun a product line ataupun a single product or brand. Okay, kita ambil contoh Sime Darby. Okay, kalau Sime Darby dia ikut this could be a single business unit. Okay, this different kind of businesses ataupun dia punya anak syarikat. Okay, satu anak syarikat tu SBU dia tersendiri. Right, ni quite complicated to explain. Ataupun kita ambil this one, Nestle ada banyak brand. So Milo can be satu SBU. Nestum another SBU. So depends. So kalau kita pergi kepada banking dia depends on the bank structure itself. Okay, kalau yang bank Madam kerja dulu, kita ada division. Consumer product is one division. Consumer product meaning like the deposit, macam saving account tu contoh deposit, credit card, housing loan, all different kind of loans duduk di bawah satu division. Okay, another one is another division lah for business products, for Islamic banking, another division during that time. Okay, so it depends on the company itself how they define themselves. Okay, bahagikan diorang punya single business unit. Okay, kenapa Madam highlight tentang single business unit ni? Sebab kita cakap tentang portfolio analysis, which business, which product yang kita nak grow ataupun downsize. Okay. So business portfolio planning involve two steps. Mula-mula kena analyse current business dahulu. Then number two, kena decide which product should receive mula-mula analyse dulu current business and determine which SBU, okay, kita ambil SBU lah sebagai contoh untuk receive more investment. Okay, budget lah, financial budget. Second one, kena shape future portfolio, kena decide which product line nak grow dan juga downsizing. Okay, so itulah objektif step number 3. So this one, Madam nak sambung dekat second video. So stay tuned for explanation of these two tools on analyzing the current business portfolio. So stay tuned for a second video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.